from the DNR, and his post-retirement gig is he'll run a fire for the federal government. So like they'll send him to Utah and he's got like the whole fire's under his, command. So it's all the equipment, all the men, he's just managing the whole thing. So he knows fire.
The sovereigns.
Your appearance.
Yes, Your Honor, Roy Duffy, appearing on behalf of the defendant, that's 𝘾𝙤𝙥𝙮𝙧𝙞𝙜.
Have you fellas had a chance to go over the report and recommendation?
We did, and it's,
Anything you want to add?
yes, Mr. Hightower has been vocal with this mightily, over the facts of the case, and he's taking responsibility for it, but he's struggling with it a little bit. When this happened on this, it was last September. He separated, that's it.
Right.
He went their separate ways, and he had no idea that there was even a criminal case until it popped up months later.
Mm-hmm.
He works, he's got a good job, and the recommendation is for a pretty intensive management, which I think is enough for my client. I don't think the substance abuse evaluation, and I don't think the random testing is needed, and here's why. There's nothing in the report that the victim thought that it was because of drinking.
Okay.
He doesn't have any history of drinking. He has no problems with drinking. I mean, if you look at his record, he's never been in trouble. And I think as a form of punishment on this, I think if he does that 26-week anger management, which is, like I said, that's intensive, and
Yep, it is.
if he's willing to do it, then he's ready to do it. But I don't think we have to go down the drinking aspect.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay. Anything else? Mr. Hightower, don't feel you have to add anything, but if you want to add it, that's the time right now.
Like to just let this go.
Okay. Get it behind you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, this was a delayed sentence recommendation from the prosecutor. So I'll go along with that under 769.4A for 12 months, stay out of trouble, no new criminal offenses. I'm going to adopt the recommendation in full, but I will scratch 6 and 9. Those are the substance abuse evaluation and the ongoing testing. Court costs are assessment of $1,000. Before you leave the building, I either want the $1,000 paid or I want a plan in place so when you leave, we know what the plan is. Understood? What's that?
they made it, of course.
Just gonna pay it and be done with it? Okay, all right. So stay out of trouble, knock out those terms, and then at the end of 12 months, we can dismiss. Good luck.
Yeah, that's it. Waiting for that time.
We're here. We're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, okay.
Somebody said Leanne looked cold when she was in courtrooms.
What? Wait. It's not. It's full energy.
All right, YouTube, the latest on the chickens, I've got 5 new hens who have been freeloading for over a week now. They're not laying any eggs. And my granddaughter tends to name the roosters and the hens when she can tell them apart, but now we've got 5 hens that look like cookie cutter birds, and she has trouble naming them. But the rooster's name is Neville. Kind of a cool rooster name.
How long does the ducks are gone?
Yeah.
How long does it usually take for them to start laying?
Well, they're all old enough to be laying eggs. So at first I thought it was just a disruption of moving them over. And now I'm hoping it's just because, I wouldn't want to lay an egg. It's 98 degrees outside, so I'm hoping that's what it is, but I don't like feeding chickens that don't provide.
They're free loading. But you do, what about the geese, Ricky and Desi? Or Lucy?
Ricky and Lucy. Yeah. No, we haven't seen them in a while, but we usually don't. I mean,
Just they come.
once they nest and they leave, we'll get periodic visits. We've had a couple visits since they laid or they hatched, but they're not permanent residents. Yeah, so when Evelyn informed me that his name was Neville, I said, I was just kind of calling him Blackie. She said, no, his name is Neville. So Theo looked at me and said, his name can be Neville Blackie. I'm like, okay, so Rooster has a last name now. It works.
You had the medical procedure yesterday, and it sounds like she's pretty on with it.
You want to reschedule?
Yes.
I got no problem with that. Yeah. Murray, come on up. Do me a favor, just hand this to Emily, and then can you schedule from here, or you got to do it downstairs? Yeah. We'll get you rescheduled. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Going up north to do some golfing, but it's pretty smoky.
You know what I heard on the radio today? They were talking that a lot of people from northern Michigan were reporting in yesterday that they're waking up in their cars, their boat docks, everything covered in ash.
Yeah. But the people I'm going with think it's okay to go. It's okay with me. I don't have any issues, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Isn't that crazy though? How far it's coming?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember last year.
Well, part of it, and I got a buddy of mine that lives up north who a couple years ago when things were so bad out in LA, he and I were talking about it, and he said, the problem is, he said, the reason we're having so many more devastating fires than we used to is because the environmentalists, in a lot of places, the environmentalists are setting the tune on how we manage our forests. So the environmentalists just want a hands off. Well, the problem with that is then all that stuff that's dying and falling is fuel. So whereas, it used to be we manage our forest more, in my opinion, responsibly, right? You'd have a fire, but there wasn't a lot of fuel, so it couldn't, you could get it out.
You can see, you look like where you live on that. If you just let everything sit,
It piles up. It piles up.
Move it, it's good.
Yeah.
That was a big critic in Canada now. I've read about that a lot, that
They're not managing the forest, right? Right.
That,
Well, I got into a conversation, this was years ago, I got into a conversation with somebody. We were talking about, because we got that acreage up north in the family. We've been cutting trees off it for years, and I got in a conversation with somebody who was saying, well, why don't you just leave it alone? It worked for centuries before the white man got here and started harvesting it. And I'm like, no, it didn't, because the Native Americans used to burn forests out because they knew every so often they had to burn things out to get the new growth.
and they can do that without, sort of nature.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Maybe sense.
No. No.
But
Have a good one. Mr. Graziati, what do you got? Give me a name. What's the first one? Theodore what?
Theodore President.
Breslin with a T?
Yeah, put it the,
Got it.
and,
All right, Mr. Tresvant, come on up. Good morning.
please step aside.
Counsel, your appearance.
I'm not standing on behalf of, Mr. Theodore President, please identify yourself. Judge, he is guilty, he's, not attended the work programs with an explanation. So
Okay.
he works at the, Amazon,
Where at? Which one?
And his car broke down,
Yes.
PT Cruiser, and, it's currently getting fixed and.
Okay. Okay. All right, when are you gonna be back on the road, do you know?
Well, all of it will be,
So probably a couple weeks.
7 hours. Getting it.
Okay. All right, I'll give you a chance to reschedule without penalty. From now on, there's gonna be penalty. So currently you owe us 6 days, correct?
Yeah.
All right, get those rescheduled. Give yourself some cushion. So if you think the car is gonna be on the road next week, let's start your schedule at least 2 weeks down the road. All right? Good luck. Who's next?
The next one is Chris Corley, sir.
Corley, come on up.
The Sovereign Citizen.